So evening, my lovely yogis. Just begin, either seated or lying down, whatever you choose. I'm sitting, but I know some of you like to lie down. Some of you prefer to sit, depending on how your back feels. So just choose how you want to begin. We're just going to take a few minutes just to decompress from our day. Take a nice deep breath, lovely inhale, and a nice sigh on the exhale. And just notice if your shoulders kind of let loose a little bit when you exhale. And then if your eyes aren't closed, just close your eyelids gently. And we'll take a few moments to, as I say, come into this space. However your day has been, whether it's been busy, chaotic, physically or mentally, it's nice just to find our four corners of the mat and know that within these four corners it's a place where we relax on all levels, mentally, physically, emotionally, even spiritually. So just tune into your breath. Just start to follow how it feels to breathe in through the nose. And as you exhale, it might feel slightly warmer around your nostrils. Start to notice where you might be holding some tension in the body, in the face, neck and shoulders, muscles through your back, around the joints of the hips and the knees. Without judgment, just pure awareness of what you're experiencing. And have a moment, if you can, to imagine roots growing through the soles of your feet or your tailbone, just like a beautiful tree, grounding your energies into Mother Earth. And as we do this, we're just kind of slowing our brain waves, coming into a real calm place. The breath is the perfect tool to just follow and really calm the nervous system. So if you're already seated, that's fine. We're going to come into this position for Zazen meditation. And you can just roll the shoulders, just move the head and neck if you want to a few times. If you're lying down, just draw the knees in gently. Have a nice little hug. And coming up. And we'll practice mindfulness of breath this evening. It's a practice that we often do, but it's a really lovely way of drawing inwards. We stop the external stimulus and it just brings us into a real still point. So there's 4 stages to mindfulness of breath. The first stage, we count the exhale and we count 1 to 10 of those. And then we swap it and then we start to just count the inhale. Again, 1 to 10. The third stage is we stop counting in our mind. And then the fourth stage is we draw our attention really quite more so to the nostrils, the nose, maybe the breath that we feel on our top lip, and just the sort of the mechanics of the body moving with the breath. So really kind of focused inwards. Mindfulness of breath, it's called. So just rest your hands to Dhyana Mudra. This takes about 5 minutes, thereabouts. And close your eyes. And I'll just sort of direct you at certain points. So relax your face, shoulders and neck. And then we'll begin. So inhale and then just count the exhale. 1. Count the exhale. 2. And in your mind, just carry on. There's no rush. Really take your time. Relax your body on every out-breath. After 10 on the out-breath, start to count the in-breath 1 to 10. Notice how different it feels. After 10 counts on the inhale, just relax all counting. Witness your thoughts as they come and go, being unattached. Following your breath. And now becoming extremely mindful of what you experience with every breath. The temperature inside the nose, the movement of your ribs and belly, and just take a few more conscious breaths. And blinking your eyes open, we'll return back from that practice and just have a kind of a momentary observation on just how that felt, whether you could sort of feel the dropping down of calmness It's like that snow globe that I always describe, where it's all shaken up from the day, and the minute that you sit still, all the snow settles and there's clarity, there's stillness and clearness. So if you're on cushions, just pop them aside. We're going to come into dragonfly as our first pose this evening, so getting comfortable. If you're on a yoga mat, because we're not standing in any positions, you actually can put a blanket on your mat. I've got a furry mat which is really comfortable, but blankets can be spread across and make it even more comfortable. And so just with our feet, legs extended here, no flexing into feet, everything is passive. If you want to support under your knees, you can with a little blanket or rolled towel or something, and then just gently, as and when you feel, let the body just soften forwards, no judgment on the shape you're making. As we just take a few breaths into this, we can allow the head and neck to soften. Bringing the breath to your belly and feeling the movement up into your chest. Really relaxing your shoulders and your neck, and allow the head to be heavy. Relax your feet and ankles in case you notice your feet pointing. Gently aware on the inner stretch of the leg, which is really balancing for your liver, your kidneys and your spleen. Keep breathing into the pose and notice if there's room for any further movement gently. If it doesn't feel right, just come back. Keep relaxing. How does this pose feel? Is it a welcome feeling this evening? Where are you on your threshold of stretch? Are you top end or quite mild on a low end of sensation? Noticing whether one leg is feeling it more than the other. Keep relaxing behind your knees and around your ankles. And then when you're ready, we'll take a few breaths. Just notice the back ribs move in these last few breaths. And then just gently Walking the hands back to the body will slowly come up, and then find neutral pose. Just come into a lying position on the mat, just where we can feel whatever we feel. Take your time to roll down, listen to your body and spine. Have a lovely sigh and relax. And just notice how long it takes you to fully relax your back. It always takes me a few moments, a few breaths to feel safe enough to let the muscles go. And keep observing what you're holding and how much you can release. Relax your face as you lie here. The whole back, lower back especially. Noticing any tension in your wrists or fingers or palms. Just connecting with whatever you're feeling, wherever you're feeling it. And as that sensation probably fades away now, we'll draw the knees in, right knee into chest, then left knee. And enjoy a nice long rock. There's no rush this evening. Really enjoy the sway from side to side, or little circles, and how that feels on your back. It's very good for massaging the digestive system as well. We're going to come up in a moment into a pose called seal. So it's encouraging a kind of a very gentle back bend into the lumbar spine. So when you're ready, just roll up and come onto your belly. If you've got like a sofa cushion or just something soft, I always like to use this for this pose, especially in the evening. So this pose is like Sphinx in Hatha. So come down onto belly and elbows under the shoulders. If this is too much for you, you're going to know some of us do have issues in our lower vertebrae. Then just sort of slide the elbows out, allow the body to come a little lower to the mat to find the place where you can be most restful and comfortable. And if you've got a block, you don't have to, but it's handy if there's just one lying around. You can use it for your forehead or anything that you can just prop your forehead on if that feels comfortable. It may not. So as you come into this pose, there may be a certain amount of tension around your lower back and buttocks. Just let your legs relax. The heels may turn inwards, the leg may rotate. This is fine. And focusing your awareness on the breath into your belly, you'll probably feel that in your lower back. Nice steady breaths here. And keep relaxing anything that you find. Rotate your awareness all around the body all the time. You can lower your head if you want to. You don't have to keep the head up. Notice your shoulders and your neck. Relaxing your face. How does it feel this evening in this pose? Our lower back, the sacral area of the body, can be very linked with feeling unsupported in financial ways, material ways. It's very linked with our emotional state. In terms of the meridian this works with, it's the urinary bladder that is most stimulated here, and stomach channel. If at any time you're feeling real discomfort or pain, always alter the pose or come out completely. And then gently, when we're ready, just take one more breath. And slowly, just find your way into neutral again. Keep your pillow handy. I'm going to use it in cat's tail next. But just lie down. Moving slowly, even as you come to the mat, being really observant, especially of that lower spine where we've come into quite a curve there. Lie down. Relax, enjoy. Notice what you feel. Often the poses where we find it a little bit challenging perhaps, the after effect is quite juicy. It sort of has that sort of surprising relief. So just sort of coming into seal was counterposing dragonfly a little bit. Deep belly breaths. Noticing if you're feeling any cold or heat or tingling around the belly and lumbar, around the legs perhaps, where the chi is sort of shifting and you're noticing it in temperature. And just having a lovely appreciation for your body as you lie on the mat. We can take this time to really cultivate positivity, body awareness. Just throw in a few things you're grateful for as well, and it really lends itself to a really positive mental attitude. So when you're ready, let's just hug in, draw the knees in, enjoy a nice long hug here. If you want to bring the head up to the knees and stretch a bit more through your back, that feels nice. Sometimes we can go throughout our whole day, we're not really ever noticing our body and our breath, and It just takes a few poses on the mat in the evening or daytime to really tune into what's going on. So we're going to turn onto our right hand side. Have a pillow handy up near the head. Okay, so this is called cat's tail. So come into a lying position. I'm just going to grab the pillow so it's near the head because you will want it. You don't have to have it, but it's just handy. Okay, so lying on your side, draw the left knee up so that you're almost coming into what looks like a recovery position. And then if you can bend your right knee and with your left foot, grab hold onto your right foot. This is kind of grabbing the cat's tail. And then when you're ready, you're just going to enjoy rolling that left shoulder back, coming into a lovely soft twist here. I use the pillow to rest my head and neck because the more you can really release through the head and neck, the more you're going to relax. Otherwise, just sort of cradle your head with your hand, you can do. Wherever feels the most relaxing, just release all muscle tension. And deep breaths, enjoying where you follow your breath in this twist. It will move into sort of different places as you breathe. Relax your buttocks. If you find that they're tense in the lower back and your waist, just keep going back there and relaxing. Keep relaxing thighs and buttocks. And don't worry if your tummy rumbles. This is activating the digestive system in a very rest and digest way. So if you've eaten, this is perfect. It enhances digestion. Really relax the head and neck. Try to not hold any tension through the head. If you need to adjust or come out, please do. Really observe the spine. Noticing your breath as it sort of almost spirals from belly upwards to chest, opening into your left lung more. Keep relaxing. And this pose is really wonderful for your gallbladder and your solar plexus. Anything where you need a little bit of confidence or self-worth, this will enhance. All in poses are very grounding, so always work with root chakra. Keep releasing any tension that you find. And then with a nice, lovely, long, deep breath, just release your foot if you are holding it. Doesn't matter if you weren't, can't always reach that foot. And then very gradually roll onto your back, find neutral spine again. Take your time, place your back down, let the spine reset. Just move the pillow aside, we'll use that the other side shortly. So just have a moment to just fidget and adjust, and then relax and absorb what you're feeling. Where are you feeling cold or warmth now? Maybe there is a little bit of coldness in your right side of your spine. Just tune in. Follow the breath. How does it make you feel? And can you feel a real sort of subtle imbalance between your left and right side at the moment? So when you're ready, let's draw the knees in. Again, give yourself a little hug and rock a few times. And then I'm going to roll up to seated and come the other side, just so that I'm still facing you. You're going to be coming so that you're lying on your left. And then again, like recovery position, draw your right knee up and in line with your hip. And the lower leg can just rest where it's comfortable. Grab your foot with your right hand. That's your left foot and right hand. And then again, using your pillow, if you've got one handy, or your hand to cradle your neck. And then just sort of rolling back into a twist. Take your time just to sort of find the position, and then start to look for everything that's tense and relax it. Certainly buttocks, thighs, lower back and waist. And then really check in with your neck. Notice what you feel. This is a lovely stretch also if you're holding your foot for your quad muscle and around the knee. It's wonderful for your spine, any kind of twist. Thinking about how it's squeezing the cartilage between the vertebrae. Encouraging a healthy flow of energy and fluids and blood. Healthy nervous system. As you breathe, you might find that you are softening even more into this twist. And you can take this opportunity to feel like you're just wringing your body out of any toxins and tensions, Anything that's negative that's happened today, just wring it out like a wet rag. Release and discard. We'll take a few more breaths. And then really slowly, just release your foot, come back onto your side, and then lying down. If you've got your cushion, keep it handy. We're going to use that next. But lie down first, let the spine all reset, all the cartilage just sort of sponge up between the vertebrae. Let the nerves settle. And just feel good. Feel like all is well. That's an affirmation I use constantly. I am well in physical form, mental, emotional, everything. And as you lie here, you can just follow your belly breaths nice and slowly. Tune into what you're feeling through your back. Certainly the muscles in your upper back may have sort of moved and feel quite nice. And when everything feels like it's just sort of fading away, we'll draw our knees in. So the last two poses I find quite restful. And they're always lovely to sort of come towards the end. So just roll up gently to seated. We're going to use the pillow in what we call bench, where we lie back over the cushion. It's not so much of a lumbar stretch, it's actually a bit more of a thoracic, so upper body stretch. Take your cushion a couple of inches away from your body and then just literally lie back. Sometimes you might want a little block or cushion or something for your head. I don't always, but sometimes I like to try it. Just lie back literally. Your arms can sort of comfortably spread. If you're comfortable with the head all the way back, get a lovely stretch through the throat and neck, very stimulating on throat chakra. And this is a really kind of a nice heart opener, but a very gentle one too. So kind of working our way through all of the chakras this evening without thinking about it. Lovely deep breaths. Relax your shoulders and neck. If you're finding anything emotionally challenging at the moment or difficulty communicating, trusting, then we are working with these energies here. Try and draw a beautiful white light to your chest, heart chakra, 5th dimensional colour, and a beautiful royal blue around your throat. And even in this pose, we can just enjoy following our breath. The belly rises and falls, the chest gently moves. And noticing if you're tense in your forehead or your cheeks, chin and jaw. Just let the jaw relax. Release the muscles that ring and circle your eyes. If you know of anyone that needs a little bit of love and healing, you can take this opportunity to send out like a silent prayer or gift them some energy from your heart to theirs. How do you feel in this pose? Is it welcome? This is probably one of the poses I could end up staying in for some time. But we'll just take a few more breaths here now. And when you're ready, just lift your head slowly. Lift your body just enough to pull the cushion away. And come straight back down. Minimal movement. Just feel whatever you feel. Really only moved a few inches away from the mat with that cushion, and it feels totally different. As we lie here, let's just enjoy a few of the 3-part yogic breaths. So breathe into your belly, a third, and then a third up into your chest, and then a third up in towards your collarbone and head, with a nice long exhalation. And again, belly, chest, head, nice fluid inhale and slow exhale. And let's just do one more, belly, chest, head. A nice slow long exhale. Enjoy a few more breaths here. And then the last pose is waterfall. I know it's some of your favourites. So draw the knees in. Again, you might want to use the cushion, I always do. Have a nice little rock. And then waterfall is just where we raise the legs. I like to tuck the cushion under and create sort of a very gentle wedge under the buttocks. Lift the legs up. They don't have to be straight. Just have them in a nice raised position. If you have a blanket and you want to sort of let it waterfall over your feet and cover your legs, you can. Otherwise, this pose is very tuned into our throat again, and also our third eye, Ajna chakra, our intuition. Take a nice deep breath and just let go. This is good for your heart, gives your heart a rest. Lets all the fluid drain in a different direction from normally how we're placed under the force of gravity. As you lie here, just draw your inner awareness to your third eye. Gazing into the void, you might see colour. Could be just a big black grey space. Could be images or lights, moving images. Just noticing. Gentle belly breaths. How does this pose feel for you? It's really good if you do hold a little bit of fluid in the legs or ankles. Very relieving. Very good for your nervous system too. Maybe you can notice how your breath sort of naturally just slows and elongates. Checking in with how you're feeling. If at any time you want to lower your legs, you can. And just noticing how good you feel. Whether you're in the present moment, how often your mind drifted to the past or the future in your practice, and whether you were just really more or less present with everything that you're experiencing in the now. Let's just take a nice deep breath here. And gently lower the feet down. Take the cushion away. Find neutral spine for a moment. I just want you to feel whatever you feel as you come out of waterfall. Let your palms face upwards, relax. Let everything soften. No muscle engagement at all, just passive body. Let the spine sort of sink to the mat, let the chin tilt in. And where do you feel that pose? Where do you feel chi moving? Notice if you're feeling quite peaceful. Whether there's like an internal feeling of bliss. And then we're going to come into relaxation now. So if you want to stay lying down, by all means, please do. Support the knees with cushion, pull a blanket over you, whatever you want to get the most cozy you can be. If you want to come to seated and sit, that is absolutely fine too. Let your body guide you. I've got a little piece of writing that I'm going to read you. Just as you relax, and you can just follow this little tale. I've got this lovely little book. It's all sort of prayers and poems and stories to kind of end a yoga practice. So it's called The Saint and the Scorpion by Swami Kripula. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. Countless pilgrims were bathing in the holy waters of the Ganges. And among them was an aged, eccentric saint who had dunked himself 5 times, reciting each time, Ganges Hara, praise to the Shiva and the holy river Ganges. Before the saint had finished bathing, however, he saw a scorpion drowning in the river. His tender heart was filled with compassion. That poor scorpion, he thought, it's going to die. He knew the scorpion was poisonous and would definitely sting him if he touched it. But being a true lover of religion, he fearlessly approached the scorpion, lifted it into his cupped hands, and swiftly, skillfully threw it towards the riverbank. The scorpion immediately stung him. The saint's hand burst into flames, but he ignored the excruciating pain. The scorpion fell short of the riverbank, though because the sting had taken the strength from the saint's hands. Quickly the saint approached the scorpion again. This time there were pilgrims watching from the riverbank. Reverend Saint, they called, what are you doing? Let it die. What's the purpose of saving it? The saint said nothing. He took the scorpion into his cupped hands a second time and threw it towards the riverbank. The scorpion stung him again. The painless flames already blazing in his hands were made worse by the second sting. Yet the saint ignored the discomfort again. He was an embodiment of tolerance itself. Sighs slipped from the mouths of people on the bank. Reverend Saint, they cried again, why are you making this useless effort? Even though the scorpion is almost dead, it hasn't given up its instinct in stinging. Once again, the saint said nothing. The scorpion was still not on shore. So the saint waded a third time over to the scorpion, scooped it up in his cupped hands and threw it towards the shore. The scorpion delivered a third ungraceful sting, but at least the saint's efforts were successful. His eyes flooded with joy, and his lips formed a sweet smile. Then he turned to the pilgrims on the riverbank and said, if this poisonous creature hasn't renounced its instinct to sting, even in the threat of death, Why should I, a saint, renounce my instinct to serve living beings? A lovely little lesson or little story in following your authentic nature. So just have a few more minutes. So just take a few lovely soft breaths now. Notice how you're feeling. And if you're lying down, you can just start to move and begin to hug the knees in. If you're already seated, you can just maybe roll the shoulders. Take a deep breath. And then joining me seated. And then when you're ready, draw hands to heart center. Om Shanti. Namaste.